मशहूरियाँ भी चलदियां बिच
This is exhilarating to say the least. So we've seen 625 hits of 4s and 6s in the first 11 overs. That's magical. Mir Hamza, ball on Yorker, and I think that's probably the best length ball on this surface. Jazz fan pulse question. Which team has the lowest no-ball percentage in HBL PSL power-plays? Options to leave Multan, Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi Kings. What do you think?
I can't tell you, because we're not allowed to play.
You're sad, I know you're very sad.
Really sad.
That's a wide. The idea is right full length once again, but the direction was a bit off.
And you don't mind that, because the only way that they're going to peg Islamabad bat by any stretch of the imagination is they're going to stop that run flow. Now they can do a couple of things. Not enough Yorkers and not enough short deliveries. You want to try and break the pattern, break the monotony. So even if you straight down the leg side, that plan works. You string 2 or 3 good dot deliveries together. You just break the momentum ever so slightly and create a chance.
Yorker put away very nicely. Everything coming after the meat of the blade. They've been swept off their feet, Karachi Kings, by what has transpired so far. Just relentless hitting of quality.
Well, you got to said in Urdu Palms last ball of the power play stomped off saying there's not enough boundaries.
Well, I called a boundary and it didn't materialize. That's why I was personally hurt. Makes room, scoops it up in the air. First one for Karachi Kings, and it's the fuller length. Anush Mumtaz was talking about the Yorker length, the fuller length. Well, the results are there for you.
Yeah, 4 good deliveries, and that's what has created Alex Hale, Saizada Farhan, beg your pardon, to just go against the run of play. And you can see the emotion on him. He's upset by himself because he tried to be funky. It wasn't required. Mir Hamza done excellent. Followed him with that fuller length so he could get under the ball and go down the throat of Abbas Afridi, positioned perfectly a short fine. A sigh of relief to just weather the storm. 73 magnificent innings of 41.
जो टेस्टेड नहीं है ना वो आउट आउट
एक मिशन लेट्स गो मेरे लिए कंफर्ट किसको चाहिए बचत इसके लिए स्पीड इन ड्राइव राइट ऐसे जैसे आप चाहें
It's going to be a little tough gig for this fellow. He's tailor-made for T20 cricket. He's a ferocious striker of the ball, but he's got to pick up the momentum straight away. The momentum set up by that opening burst. Saizada Farhan scoring at around 180 strike rate. His partner Hales 271. Well, Karachi Kings needed that breather. They got together. There's an immediate huddle, because they needed to break that opening partnership. They did. Now, more has to follow for them to restrict Islamabad below 250. Oh, that's a nice angle. Around the stumps, targeting the stumps.
Yeah, just a moment that just takes away from all that stroke play. And it is a good string of over from Mir Hamza, who's followed Saizada Farhan, and he doesn't get the elevation to go under. He's disappointed in himself, especially the way he was playing, but very smart bowling and execution of this plan from Mir Hamza. So just 3 of this over so far. far.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen discipline, you've seen good lines, good angles from Mir Hamza. He seems to be more in control in this over. Sajjad Afran, he's not a funky kind of a hitter. You know, his strength is hitting the ball down the ground. He doesn't muscle the ball as well. Getting cheeky, there's no need for that. But I think that impression was forced on his mind by Mir Hamza's consistent full-leg deliveries. He had to create a new option for himself. Didn't work. Oh, beautifully bowled. Beautifully bowled. Yes, that's an excellent over. Against the run of play, he's bowled a brilliant over. 153 for.
नहीं स्ट्रॉन्ग है पेप्सी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गई है भाई इतनी
New stronger Pepsi.
Hello, Central and Rapid Action. Is it a start segment? Sensitive. We should leave it. Again, delivery. Central time. Rapid Action. Tune in sensitive moments.
Zid के साथ feel a burst of freshness.
Right, what next for Hales? What next for this bowler? Abbas Afridi gets hit. Strong hit down the ground. Chase for two fielders and long on in mid-wicket. 2 runs.
Now you spoke about Rassi Vanderlisten now hasn't played any form of cricket in the past 2 months. Now you said he'll have to pick up the pace from the get-go. The problem is that they've played so quick, the two of them, that even if he goes at 8s and 10s and over, it just feels like he's behind the pace of the game.
I'll be booing him actually if he goes at 8 or 9 and over.
And you storm off from English commentaries about that.
I think I'm going to do that again. It has to be 6s only, mate.
But he might not have played cricket in a couple of months, but the last 3 ODIs he played 350s, and the last 5 T20s he's played, he's got 25 plus scores in all of them. So, and he's got that gear. But sometimes he might just take a few deliveries to get in. Alex is just maybe imparting some of the information he might have picked up on, but this is where Karachi Kings can just stem this run flow back. 1 brings 2, maybe they pick up another wicket. It'll be even icing on the cake if they pick up Alex Hayes, but just break that momentum. No matter how good the surface is, it's never easy when you first come in.
And go at a maddening pace. I can actually understand his emotions because this actually happened with me also. You know, Shahid Afridi's fastest 100. So he got it off what, 35 odd balls, and I was the next man in.
Go on.
So I mean, you know, when I was walking in and I was applauding that genius of a knock, I asked myself a question. Even if I go at 10 and over, it's not really going to work. So I mean, it's a 37 ball 100. I got 7. Actually, mother just told me, bro, good news. I only got 7. So I mean, it's all about escaping embarrassment.
Oh, you don't waste time.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Which fielder has the most direct hit run-outs in SBL PSL? That's a good one actually. I'd probably have Shadab Khan as the man in the leaderboard. Fakhar, Imad, Mohammad Nawaz is also an excellent fielder. Jazz Fanpers question. It's a good one.
Yeah, change in field, the one is going around making sure everyone's in the right place. So find a third up in the ring, mid-wicket, long on, long off, and sweep around the boundary.
Yeah, slower in pace. You've got to do that. Variations is the key. But in T20, there's always this hope that you can make a comeback. So every ball is an event, as they say. Every over is going to be a crucial over here for Islamabad United. They need to target 250 at least, and then look to bowl out Karachi Kings for maybe 210, 200 because they're looking at that gap of 50 odd to make it in the top 2 slot.
And this is really good from Abbas Afidi. Remember 3 runs in the previous over from Mir Hamza and the wicket. Important to get good overs in partnerships. So if he can close this out, they'll be very happy, Karachi.
No, he can't. That's a sky at 6. Magnificent strike from Hales. What a knock he's playing. 85 of just 31 balls. And it's 163 for 1.
And straight on.
World's number 1 multivitamin, Centrum. जिसमें है 26 vitamins और minerals. Take control of your health
with Centrum.
Song Pro Max Hat-Trick Bundle के साथ हर महीने 200 GB डेटा, अनलिमिटेड कॉल्स और SMS, वो भी 3 महीने के लिए सिर्फ 5,000. Subscription और PSL streaming My Song app से begin.
Guys can rip his gloves and he'll building doing other twice. And they'll get completion plans.
Even 10 and over or 10 and over building, it's a shanty building, a very small building.
It's like me standing in between all the commentators.
Your heart is probably in this innings term about 8 and over. Shot, there's a chance, Ramadan takes the catch and it's the end of the innings. Warner is the catcher, Amir Jamal picks up a wicket. Something good happening for Karachi Kings after a very, very long time. 13.1 overs and the second wicket has gone down. That of Dawson.
Yeah, he was struggling. 1 off 7 eventually. He didn't get even 1 out of the middle. And this one also, you can see the bat turn in his hands. Warner sets up nicely, brilliant fielder. And that's another wicket. Amir Jamal in it as well. So now, for no loss, Karachi have just picked up to 163 for 2. Rasim Anderson goes for 1.
नहीं स्ट्रॉन्ग पेप्सी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गई है भाई इतनी
New strong Pepsi.
Simonis, ये थ्रेड्स और कई मसीह कीड़ों का करे खात्मा 21 दिन.
Simonis, हर जुलाई से भरपूर कमाई.
इससे निजात और रात को पुरसुकून नींद के लिए पैराडॉल नाइट पर मेरा भरोसा.
दवा के इस्तेमाल से किसी में इतना लंबा का काम नहीं करें.
Table has been laid, cards have been served. Salman Aliaga, all he has to do is to now play the way he does. That's a wide one down the leg side. Because he's been given here a fantastic grand opening by Alex Hales. Van Dusen there trying a 6. It went flat, it went hard, but couldn't clear Warner, who was a terrific catcher. Really is a very fine fielder, and you can see the emotions in that slow motion pick of Amir Jamal. Is absolutely hyped. There's always a moment for Tapalti. More for Karachi Kings and Aruj Mumtaz for you also. I believe you've just received a message from your mum.
Yeah, my mom keenly watching. She just said, well, beta, we're moving to Islamabad.
You needn't take that hammering.
So now our home side is doing really well. You're smiling for the right reasons.
Don't worry, you'll have your 20 overs batting also, so all is not lost yet. That's a nice delivery, nice ball, fuller length, Yorker length. Seems to be working.
Yeah, you almost feel it's a dying art, just not enough Yorkers being attempted, let alone the execution. But when you land them And remember, it started 3 overs ago from Mir Hamza. He picked up Saizada Farhan. They stuck to the plans. He executed well. Amir Jamal followed it up. And it's just been a passage of play which has just stopped the runs. It's kept Alex Hales away from the strike, as well as brought about 2 wickets. Now the onus on Salman Ali Agha, who's also been just short of runs in the last few games.
Oh, that's a brilliant cover drive. That really is glorious from the right-hander. That should give him a lot of confidence. We've seen a lot of 4s and 6s. Well, that really was one of the finer ones. Cover drive always is pleasing to watch and describe.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, but he's absolutely smoked this out of the middle. Gave him the slight shimmy in the charge, but just held his shape. And he's got it right out of the meat of the bat. Just opens the bat face just to carve it through. And he threads the gap perfectly. Just on Islamabad United, they won their first 5 games on a trot in Islamabad. Lahore surfaces, I felt, throughout this HBL PSL have been the most challenging. They've been the most, almost strategic planning there has been important, and good conventional quality cricket on both sides, bowling and batting, have yielded results, and that's where Quetta has done really well. They lost their form up there, nursing some niggles, trying their bench strength. And they've obviously lost 4 in a row now. On this, if they win, it'll give them confidence. But they'll have to be very smart. They have to end up in Lahore.
Also, if they win with a margin, that'll allow them to maybe have 2 cracks at the cherry. 171 for 2.
Song Pro Max हैट्रिक बंडल के साथ हर महीने 200 GB डेटा, अनलिमिटेड कॉल्स और SMS, वो भी 3 महीने के लिए सिर्फ 5,000 रुपए। सब्सक्रिप्शन और PSL स्ट्रीमिंग माई सॉन्ग ऐप से बिगिन।
टेस्टेड स्टील ही तो है असली शौक।
World's #1 multivitamin, Centrum, जिसमें है 26 vitamins और minerals.
Take control of your health
with Centrum.
Hassan Ali is the new article that's been asked to come, and chance of a run out, and he's gone. Salman Ali Agha has found a good and a different way of getting out. That's unfortunate because he started off beautifully with a classical cover drive. He has to move back to the hutch because of lack of communication.
153 for no loss, and now 172 for 3. And in amongst all that madness, a little bit of a miscommunication. Alex Hales stutters, asking, are you coming, not coming, decides, I'm not coming anymore. Salman Ali Agha too far down back then. He was running back to the danger end. He was always running. A good throw in from Khushdil and a clean-up job done by Hassan Ali. Yeah, he likes it. He's got the wrong colours on, my friend. Get the Karachi colours on. That's his 3rd wicket gone. Salman Ali Agha only gets 7 tonight.
Zin के साथ feel a burst of freshness.
नई stronger Pepsi?
बहुत स्ट्रांग हो गई है भाई, इतनी।
New stronger Pepsi.
ये लो सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन ये सिर्फ 60 सेकंड में सेंसिटिविटी से रिलीफ देता है। Here's the delivery. Dragged on. Sensodyne, rapid action in sensitive moments.
टेस्टेड स्टील ही तो है असली शौक।
Is at the non-striker zone. Alex Hales has to get cracking at the non-striker's end. He's tiring. It's been hot and humid out there, and he's been hitting 4s and 6s, so lagging a little bit of strength now. 87 of 33, some would say. He's only played 33 balls, so why is he not fresh out there? But it's tough.
Remember, fresh off the plane, his first outing in the HBL PSL, not used to hot, sweltering 40 degrees. But you look at the way this game has ebbed and flowed. Suddenly, there's panic that has just set in, even in the run-out previous to this. Needless at the end of it. Both players in confusion, zero communication. And Shadab off the mark with a dodgy run attempt as well. And you just see Karachi just have a spring in their step.
I mean, that is such a great start. I mean, this is incredible. It has that wow factor, it has that unbelievable tone to it. A 6 and a classical 6.
That's a splendid hit. Watch this, young boys and girls. If you want to see how to hit down the ground, charges the ball and is always looking to hit with the full face of the bat. High elbow and through the line.
It is what you call a jaw-dropping effort. Really was a terrific way to begin your knock.
That's always been the mantra of the Islamabad. Come at the opposition hard, irrespective, and that's the way he got off the mark. But just look at the way he holds the shape, weight into the shot, and he's not trying to overhit it. Nose mid-off is up in the ring.
What's wrong with him?
Marina Iqbal's promised all of these boys that you take those catches, she's giving away prizes. He's dropped 2 tonight.
Marina will be given a prize by him. He's going nowhere with that. Alex says it's just too tired, too dead at the non-striker's end. He's appealing, but blocking his run or run out, or his attempt at stopping the ball, I'm not too sure. Leg before wicket, appeal was about 5 minutes late.
He's trying for everything. He's like, I'll try and get him run out, and then maybe I'll go back and see if this hit the pad first. Inside edge onto the pad, onto that flap. Shadab heads back in time. Yeah, that's all right. 8 of the over, good over. The wicket is well in it.
Taps a full toss for a single. 180 for the loss of 3 after 15 overs.
जिन के साथ feel a burst of freshness.
Zone Pro Max Hat-Trick Bundles. हर महीने 200 GB डेटा, अनलिमिटेड कॉल्स और SMS, वो भी 3 महीने के लिए सिर्फ 5,000। सब्सक्रिप्शन और PSL स्ट्रीमिंग माई सॉन्ग ऐप से बिगिन।
ये लो सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन ये सिर्फ 60 सेकंड में सेंसिटिविटी से रिलीव देता है। Here's the delivery. Dragged on. Sensodyne, rapid action in sensitive moments.
For 3 then. 5 overs left. Amir Jamal, well, he's trying to just create an angle. This has just been ridiculous. The onslaught by Islamabad United. Alex Hales, 87 from 33. And the crowd has come in. Not as full as it was last night. Shadab Khan is into his work quite nicely. Alex Hales is happy just to go through a 2. Basit Khan, Alistair Cook. Wow. What can you tell us about this surface, Alistair?
Well, I'll say Alex Hales must have seen my power hitting masterclass. Maybe Martin Guttel, watching Martin Guttel at that. Been extraordinary.
It's a free hit for fans. Visit Parkview City Facebook page to answer the question and get a chance to win a house at the end of the league. Also with mobile phones. High. Is it long enough? Is it long enough? Of course it's long enough. It's ridiculous. Everybody comes in. It's so easy.
Doesn't matter where you bowl. If you miss your length on this wicket, It's just trying to take the pace off it, but it's on the perfect length. It's called the slot. And just everyone is hitting sixes. It's easy.
Where do you bowl? Bowl wide, maybe. No other option, really.
Try and hit his left foot. That's what I'd be trying to do. Try and hit his left foot so he gets a boot on it.
Are you talking to the batter or the bowler?
Both. Not a lot he can do. It's just a flat pitch. He'll have a chance. He's not happy. He's talking to himself. He's not happy. I think he's talking to bowling coach down there.
Well, in Karachi, David Warner wasn't happy with the grass on the surface. He thought it wasn't suitable for T20 cricket. Low-scoring games there, but complete polar opposite right now.
Pop, you silly question for fans, win a house contest. Who was the man of the match in the 2020 HBL PSL final? Man of the match. Has it? You'll know who that is.
Player of the match?
Don't give them the answer.
I wouldn't know.
Give the answer away. 190. Hales back on strike. That's all right. You'd be happy with that. Take your medicine as a bowler.
The only thing you can do. Well, aim at the left foot and hope you get more right than wrong. You know, as you get your margin slightly wrong, it's disappearing, but every other length is disappearing. Be predictable, be boring. At least you're clear in your mind.
Everybody who's come in has just got off. Shadab's just striking at 200, which is, you know, is okay. You look at Hales, who's striking at 258. It's 6 fours and 8 sixes. It. Just bowl as many as them as possible for the next 4 overs. 16 done. Islamabad 192 for 3.
Song Pro Max Hat-Trick Bundles. हर महीने 200 GB डेटा, अनलिमिटेड कॉल्स और SMS, वो भी 3 महीने के लिए सिर्फ 5,000 रुपये। सब्सक्रिप्शन और PSL स्ट्रीमिंग माई सॉन्ग ऐप से भी ये लो सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन ये सिर्फ 60 सेकंड में सेंसिटिविटी से रिलीव देता है। Guys, delivery. Dragged on. Sensodyne, rapid action in sensitive moments.
Zin के साथ feel a burst of freshness.